Good afternoon and welcome back to Miss P Presents with me, Miss P. This week I am going to be reviewing 5 Austen-inspired novels, which is of course a great thrill. Now I know that some of you will probably be a little bit concerned, for it's safe to say that there is a lot of crap out there. But don't worry, Miss P is here for you and I believe that I have found some good ones. So, without further ado, grab yourselves a drink and let's get talking. First up on the list we have Death Comes to Pemberley by P.D. James, published in 2011. In the safe hands of P.D. James, Austen's Pride and Prejudice is propelled into a dazzling sphere of danger and uncertainty. James uses Austen's existing plotlines and characters to create an elegant, clever mystery that both thrilled and delighted me. It is the eve of Pemberley's annual ball, and Darcy and Elizabeth, now married for 6 years, are looking forward to welcoming their guests. But all order is disrupted when Lydia Wickham, Elizabeth's youngest sister, arrives unannounced and declares that her husband has just been murdered. I really enjoyed Death Comes to Pemberley. James is, of course, an excellent writer. Though the genre she set Austen's characters in is apparently very un-Austen, it's really soundly judged, full of class and full of respect for the original. And of course, it's a fab whodunit, exciting, intriguing, and excellently paced.
Good. Capital.
Next up on the list we have Longbourn by Jo Baker, published in 2013. I loved this book, and it's safe to say that it definitely stands out, not only as a Jane Austen spin-off, but as a brilliant novel in its own right. The writing is fantastic and the story is utterly engrossing. Its focal character is Sarah, the tirelessly worked first housemaid to the Bennets of Longbourn. I loved the view that Sarah gives us of domestic life and of the Bennets. Her mistresses and master appear so disconnected, so ignorant and so alien in comparison with how we see them when they are front and centre of the story in Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Despite being characters that I feel I know and love, in Longbourn I felt little to no sympathy for them.
Obstinate, headstrong girl, I'm ashamed of you.
It made me think about how we are all the protagonists of our own lives, no matter how we live them.
So many people. I wonder who they can be and what their stories are.
Hardly worth knowing, I should say.
It's so clever and so well executed, full of drudgery, mystery, and excitement. I can't wait for the film adaptation to be released. Here's hoping that a great novel will inspire a great period drama.
I hope very much.
What's your favourite period drama, Joffrey? Yes, it would be, wouldn't it? God, I haven't seen that in years, Joffrey. Perhaps you might have that played for me later this evening. Yes. I'm expecting, what's her name? Small woman. Likes crumpets. Fifi. Mrs. Fifi? Well, she's coming over for scones and tea later. I can't really abide speaking with her, so perhaps you might have it played then. The more distractions, the better, I'd say. Next up on the list, we have Miss Austen by Jill Hornby, published in 2020. I love that this book has been written. What a fabulous idea, and so well executed by Hornby.
Very true.
Based on the mystery of Jane Austen's destroyed letters, Miss Austen gives a voice to Cassandra Austen, Jane's older and much beloved sister. Her story is a tragic one, engaged from a young age to a man that she would never marry, as while serving as a chaplain in the Caribbean, Tom Fowl, her fiancé, contracted yellow fever and died. Both Jane and Cassandra remained single and continued to rely on each other as their closest confidants, friends, and loves. Miss Austen explores their relationship through the imagining of lost letters and conversations. It's beautifully done, extremely heartwarming, and incredibly successful in allowing us to understand the frighteningly precarious position of women, especially unmarried women, in Georgian England. Next up, we have Charlotte by Helen Moffat, published in 2020. This novel gives a voice to Elizabeth Bennet's closest friend, Charlotte Lucas. I loved the idea of this novel and thoroughly enjoyed parts of it. However, it did fall short of my expectations. A quote from the Sunday Times on the back cover describes the novel as racy, which was a bit of a red flag for me, as I do tend to be a bit of a purist when it comes to Jane Austen, and dislike the direction this novel ended up going in.
Can such things really happen?
The writing, though charming, was a little flowery in places, and in general I found the plot unrewarding. It didn't offer a great deal in terms of suspense, and the more I read, the less eager I became to find out what was going to happen next. That being said, it is a really lovely idea, and I liked Moffat's vision of the Collinses post-marriage. It's a pleasant, calming read with many beautiful passages, full of warmth and full of passion. And finally, we have The Other Bennet Sister by Janice Hadlow, published in 2020. In this debut novel, Hadlow does a great job of shifting our attention onto the most overlooked of all the Bennet sisters, awkward, unattractive middle child Mary. Hadlow's idea, like Baker's and Hornby's, affords interesting results. We immediately sympathise with the once considered ridiculous character, and are able to think more closely about how the actions of her neglectful and sometimes unfeeling parents would affect the young woman she grew up to become. Dismissed by her mother, father and 4 sisters, who group together in cliquey twos, Mary is shown to be a lonely girl who longs for richness in life, keen to experience and learn new things to fill the void created by her family. I really liked it. I hope you enjoyed my reviews of these 5 Austen-inspired novels. I would, of course, as always, love to hear your thoughts. Did you love them? Did you hate them? Were you not sure? If you do have anything to say, please leave me a message down in the comments below, or on my Facebook or my Instagram, Miss P Presents. Join me next time for more literary delights. I wonder which Bennet sister I would be. What do you think, Joffrey? Joffrey! Eleanor is not a Bennet sister, she's a Dashwood. I thought I trained you well. I think I would be a mixture between Elizabeth Bennet. I think there's also a bit of Lydia in there. You know me, I like to have my fun. Joffrey, you little flatterer. But yes, I think you're right, it has been said. I am as beautiful as Jane Bennet. I suppose I do have something of the intellectualism of Mary. Don't you agree, Joffrey? Thank you so much for watching my channel. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so you can keep up to date with all things Miss P Presents. See you next time.